Hello everyone. This is second session for the chapter personal selling and sales force management. In this session, I'll discuss personal selling process. Now, before going to the personal selling process, just I will go through the summary what we have discussed till now. Like we have discussed nature of the personal selling. Then next we have discussed importance of the personal selling. Then we have discussed types of the salesperson. There are three types: order taker, order getter, and support personnel. These are order taker. Then order taker are of two types: inside order taker and field order taker. And then second category is order getters, and third category is support personnel. Support personnel examples are service engineer or missionary salesperson, who basically support the sales process or sales function. They also can generate lead, so they are known as support personnel in the sales process. Service engineer example we can give here, like for example like Otis elevator. They have been installed a escalator in a or lift in a organization. Then when service engineer have visited, so from different source, service engineer came to know that the company wants to install another lift. So this lead the service engineer may pass out to the salesperson, so that sales deal can be matured. So like this, support personnel works in the sales process. Now we'll move to the personal selling process. In the personal selling process, there are a few steps are there. Altogether there are 7 steps. First is prospecting and evaluation. Second is pre-approach. Third is approach or approaching the customers. Then presentation. Then next is handling objection, closing, and follow-up. Now we can say that the personal selling process differ from one salesperson to another salesperson with the different kind of nature of products and existing conditions. Sales process differ from one salesperson to another salesperson. But there is some basic steps which the salesperson may follow, or we can say the personal selling process generally consists of the steps like prospecting and evaluating the potential customers. Secondly, preparing before approaching the potential customers. Thirdly, approaching the prospect. Then fourth, making presentation to the prospect. And fifth, handling the objection raised by the prospect. And sixth step is closing the sales. And final step, number 7 step is following up the after sales. Okay, now here another important thing I would like to highlight, that it is not necessary that every salesperson will follow this systematic process of the sales. It may happen that depending on the nature of the product, nature of the buying process or purchase process, it may start with the direct objection handling, or it may start with the presentation also. Customer may be known to the salesperson, so it may start from any steps. But generally, when a salesperson are new or generating leads for getting sales, that in that case it start with the prospecting and evaluation. Now we'll go through the detail of these different steps. First steps is prospecting and evaluating. Prospecting is the process of finding and evaluating potential customers. While prospecting, the salesperson analyzes the customers' immediate need that can be satisfied by the company's product. The salesperson must also identify if the potential customers has the willingness, ability and authority to buy the product. Prospective involves generating sales lead, identifying prospect and qualifying prospect. Now these are the 3 steps in the prospecting and evolution. Now we'll go through the generating leads. Now a salesperson may generate leads from people around him, people like from existing customers, former customers, suppliers, dealers and other sales representative. From there salesman can generate leads. Then second, events. A salesperson may encounter potential customers at social event, seminars, conference, trade shows, etc. Then third is published information like newspaper, trade directories, telephone directories, business card, computer database and other published information are a good source of generating leads. Then different associations. Becoming member of associations such as chambers of commerce, professional bodies like National Association of Sales Professional, etc. also helps in generating leads. A salesperson can interact with potential customers in the meetings and seminars conducted by these associations. Then next is identifying prospects. Salesperson can identify a prospect by using a variety of tactics like writing to the prospective customers or by making a phone calls or by visiting customers face to face or physically. Then next is qualifying the prospect. Qualifying the prospect is profiling the customers, like the salesperson need to check that the customers are qualifies to take the product or to avail the product or not. Now to qualify a prospect, salesman, depending upon the information collected, the salesman qualifies the customer into 3 categories. These are cold lead, warm lead and hot lead. Cold lead refers to a prospect who cannot turn into customers. Then second, warm lead. Warm lead refers a prospect who has a latent need to buy the product. The third is hot lead. Hot lead refers a prospect who is willing to make the purchase now, or we can say hot lead is a ready customer. Customer are ready to buy the product. So like this, salesman need to understand, and based on this salesman need to prioritize the customer visit. Then next steps is pre-approach. In this stage, the salesperson plans and prepare to make a sales presentation to the customers. Pre-approach stage further involves the following sub-steps like creation of the prospect profile, deciding on the approach, establishing the objective of the sales call, preparing for the presentation. These are the some steps salesmen need to go through before approaching the customers. Next step is approach. In this stage of potential selling process, the salesperson makes the initial contract with the customers. This is an extremely critical stage as it lays the cornerstone for the rest of the selling process. The salesperson emphasizes more on getting a favorable opinion than on trying to push the product to the customer. Personal characteristics such as appearance, maintenance, etc. also play an important role in this stage. The salesperson may approach the customers either by getting reference of an existing customers or through a telephone call or through personal visit also approach can be done. The next step is presentation. The main objective behind making a sales presentation is to communicate to the customers about the benefits of the product, guarantee and interest in the product, and create a desire to purchase the product. As a result, the customer may take action to fulfill the desire. An effective sales presentation can be made based on the AIDA model. AIDA model: A for attention, I for interest, D for desire, and A for action. AIDA based concept, where A stands for attention, I for interest, D for desire, and A for action. A salesperson may adapt some other approach also. These approach are like canned sales approach, formulated sales approach, the need satisfaction approach. Now I'll go through the detail of this sales approach. First, canned sales approach. In this approach, the salesperson delivers a memorized talk to the customers. Salesperson delivers the same message to all the customers. This method is useful for products that are not too technical in nature. Then second approach is a formulated approach. Through this approach, the salesman make a customized presentation to suit the need and buying style of the customer. The message is formulated tactfully to convince the buyers that the product can satisfy his or her specific needs. Then third is need satisfaction approach. This approach is based on the principle that every customer has a different set of needs. Therefore, the salesperson is required to organize these needs by gathering information about the customers. This approach calls for customizing the sales presentation to cater the needs of the individual customers. Next is handling objections. It is one important steps. In these steps, basically salesmen handle the objection raised by the customers. Now here salesmen deal with the questions of the customers. Then salesmen can deal with the reservations or the benefits which a company wants to deliver to the customers. That also should have a clear clarification. Now in this stage, the salesman first need to understand the concern of the customers, then presenting the counter arguments with the comparative analysis, then acknowledging the concern, then proceeding with the process, close to the process, then proceeding towards the further closing. And the next stage is closing. In this stage, the salesperson attempts to close a deal with the customer and uh, and salesman tries to uh, close the sales deal. Even in the closing stage, buyer may have certain uh, appreciation regarding the purchase of the product. In such case, the salesperson may uh, probe the customer further to determine the customer's truth intention. The salesperson may follow any of the following techniques to close a sales deal. Now, there are a few categories of closing. Now, I'll go through these categories of the closing. First is silent close. The salesperson make the presentation and waits patiently for the customer to make the purchase decision. In the silence close, what happens? The salesperson make the presentation and waits with patience and give time to the customer to make the final purchase decision. Then direct close. In the direct close, salesperson asks directly for the close of the deal. For example, the salesperson may ask the potential customer the question like, are you ready to place an order, or are you ready to purchase the product? Then next is assumptive close. In this, the salesperson assume the customer consent for the close. The salesperson just says, I have completed all the necessary paperwork. All you need to do is read through and sign the papers. Based on the assumption, salesman tries to close the sales deal. Then another like concession clause. In the concession clause, salesperson can offer to give some concession to the customers and attempt to close the sales deal. Then next is cautious clause. In the cautious clause, the salesperson carefully inquires about the clause. The potential customers can be argued to ask any questions before closing the deal. Or in the cautious clause, simply we can say that the salesperson carefully inquires about the clause, and the potential customer are request or urge to ask any questions or if any clarification needed by the customers before closing the deal. These kind of things may be followed. So these are the few types of closing, and any closing technique can be followed by the salesman. Then next step is follow up, and this is basically the last steps of the personal selling process. Follow up after closing a sales helps in enhancing customer satisfaction. Since the purpose of every organization is to increase repeat sales, follow up can be appropriately used by the salesperson to achieve this objective. Satisfied customer would turn towards the same company for their future purchase. Therefore, follow-up is a critical aspect of the selling process. The salesperson may follow up by inquiring about the promptness of delivery, any problem faced after installation, customer satisfaction with the product, etc. Or from the follow-up stage, salesman can take reference. Salesman can generate leads for further selling. Like salesmen need to meet the commitment, then reinforcing the relationship between the customer and salesperson, so that company can build up a relation with the customer for the long run. Then satisfying the customers and reinforcing them to rebuy and recommend the product to others. Now there is a saying like a key to success is stay close to your customer and listen carefully. Next topic we'll discuss in this session is improving personal selling efforts. Improving personal selling efforts. Now improving personal selling efforts can be carried out in 3 ways. These are professional training, negotiation, and relationship marketing. Or we can say improving personal selling efforts includes professional training, negotiation, and relationship marketing. Next we'll move to the professional training. Professional training provides training to the salesperson to enable an organization in improving the performance of poor performers and also to enhance the performance of good performers. The main objective of the training program is to equip the sales personnel with skill that are required to convert prospective customer into buyers. Now to give professional training, companies may adopt 2 types of approach: sales oriented approach and customer oriented approach. In sales oriented approach, a company approach customers with pressurized sales pitch so that customer makes the purchase decision. The presentation will be focused on the sales, and to certain extent salesmen may pressurize customer to make a purchase decision. This approach assume that the customer's decision can be influenced by making an effective sales presentation. Further, it also assumes that the customer are unlikely to complain about the product once the deal is closed. Then second approach is customer oriented approach. In the customer oriented approach, a customer according to the customer oriented approach, consumers' unique and latent needs are recognized, and the salesperson is trained to look after at these needs as opportunities to serve the customers. Further, the salesperson should gain more insight into the needs of the customer. A salesperson can come up with innovative solutions that strive to fulfill the need of the consumer. Now we'll go to more detail of the sales oriented approach. Like in the sales oriented approach, decision of the customer can be affected by the presentation. Salesperson should have good presentation skills so that salesperson can dominate the desire of purchase of the customers. The next is customer oriented approach. Customer oriented approach, it is customer centric, identifying the customer needs and preference, and according to that giving a customized solution to the customer problem. Then customer actually having the need of the products or not. Okay, then ability of the salesperson to identify need of the customer also play very vital role. like in the insurance sector, the advisor need to understand that which policy will suit which customer. So according to that, they need to suggest to the customer that this policy is good for you or for your family. Then next is negotiations. Now in negotiations, negotiation it is a process which the buyer and the seller. Negotiation is a process in which the buyer and the seller bargaining on conditions such as price, quantity, etc. of the goods or service, and close a deal after agreeing upon the terms and condition of the sales. Based on the mutual understanding, salesman and customer may go for a negotiation, and negotiation can be based on the price, quality and quantity, or service offered, or delivery times, etc. The next is relationship marketing. Of late, marketers are beginning to believe that it is more profitable to retain an existing customer than to make efforts to attract new customers. According to relationship marketing, marketers have to establish a long-lasting relationship with the customers and must also enhance the quality of future interaction. So from this, we can say that mutual understanding and building long-term relationship is the backbone of the relationship marketing. So salesman training should be focused on how to build up a good relation with the customers, so that customers retain with the company for a long time. Now few more things about the relationship marketing, like personalized marketing communication strategy, then to build a meaningful and profitable long-term relationship, then with the customer that matter most to your business need to be discussed frequently. Then more about the relationship marketing, it means to long-term commitment, sending thank you note, then providing articles, information about the new product, sending discount coupons, sending reminders, then wishing on the different occasion. These are long-term commitment which the company representative need to maintain to develop a long-term relationship with the customers. So today our session is over here. In this session we have discussed personal selling process and improving personal selling efforts. These two broad topics we have discussed. Next session, that is basically the third session on the chapter personal selling and sales force management, and in the third session we'll discuss about the sales force management. Thank you everybody.